So now, when we have started the recording, I want to welcome all of you, my friends, in the World March 3 African Forum. And well, in this, as we said in the invitation, this meeting will be really dedicated to keeping on making the peace signs in the various African countries throughout the month of October, marking this beginning of the third World March for Peace and Non-Violence. So we are in the initial beat of that event. Then we aim to address other peace activities and projects like Me Too revolution and runs against the gender-based violences. And in that respect, I think I will turn to you right now. Maybe you could fill us in on the, well, we can talk of a kind of a history of this concept of the Me Too revolution that started some years ago in the US and Europe.
Yes, I can. Actually, there was in the TV yesterday an interview to a woman who was in the beginning of this Me Too revolution when it started in America. And I was sharing it with photos of the peace sign, and it is partly in English, so it can be interesting for you to listen to it. Hi, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
How are you?
Yeah,
so fine.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you, Julius?
I'm very fine, Maria. I'm very fine.
Yeah. I was struggling to join.
Yeah, okay. How is the weather in Namibia?
The weather is bad a bit.
Okay.
Too hot.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi,
Good
Ragnar.
to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Ragnar.
Kiteri, welcome, Kiteri. And there are so many grouping into our meeting that it is difficult to follow since well, I can see here. A minute. Yes, so please, Ragnar, you could maybe, talk about this idea, so what it means in actuality, this Me Too revolution, as it was called.
Yeah, okay. I was saying there was an interview yesterday in the Icelandic TV to this woman who was in the beginning of this in America, but it started in America, where in the show business, where some actresses was coming forward and saying that men with power in this industry were using gender-based violence, and they call it sexual harassment, where they were telling them that if they can get them a role in a movie, if they want to sleep with them, or using their power, and they was standing up and telling about it, and it was in the beginning mostly against one man there, and then more stood up and was saying, "Me too. I have been facing a sexual harassment too. And this was going all over America and then Europe. And what happened in Iceland was that first it was more in industry or character in atvinna.
Yeah, in the industries, yes, in the various industries, yes.
Yeah, first it was people in the show business came forward telling that they have been having sexual harassment and gender-based violence, and what they did was they collected stories, and they came forward in the media, in the news, in the radio, everywhere, telling about this. And all these radio stations and magazines and TV stations, they have a website where they published all the stories. So it was followed up with hundreds of stories, anonymous stories where nobody know who it is. And first it was this in the show business, then came forward, it was having a demonstration effect, because next it was women in sport, where the coach was doing sexual harassment and people in power in this industry. And they were mentioning these guys, you know. So a lot of them had to resign, and they had to go and keep quiet because they are cowards. And then we had women in parliament, we had lawyers, we had women in hospitals. So it was coming one after another, and it ended with foreign women in Iceland. So this was it was a huge revolution that made a difference. And both when some person tell her story, sit down and write down the story, it is the beginning for this person to work on it and to start to tell about it. But and also to have all these stories, well, okay, the stories is the fuel in this revolution. So it is very important to start to collect stories, and so we could during the run for gender-based violence, at the same time we could try to have some strong women, and we have talked to one MP, I can't remember her name, and also maybe Tekla, if they come forward, strong women that the guys cannot go after. And they published all the stories. We 6 years ago, and this was happening in Europe and Iceland and America. I went to Kenya, and some of you remember Alice, Abel, you were with me, Opala, you were with me there, and we were meeting groups of women all over and encouraging them to tell their stories and write down their stories. And we were having lots and lots of stories, but a lot of the stories was on paper or not in digital. So the only person, Alvin, he went to the cyber coffee and was writing the stories into and sending me emails with all the stories. And we have now more than 100 stories, but we need more. And I think people now everybody has cell phone, so they can pick their stories on the cell phone and send it to. If you let's say, Alice, you get maybe 10, 20 or 50 stories, you collect it and then send me an email with it. And if each and every one start to collect stories, that is the fuel of to make the Me Too revolution start. And then it can be in Nairobi, start in other cities, it can go to other countries. This is very, very important. I talked to Tracy yesterday. She went to see Simon, who is the Italian guy, and he was having a graduation and invited her there to come and have a speech. And I was hoping that Tracy could be here on the meeting and tell about it herself, but she talked about this Me Too. And there were a lot of women there that told that they will tell their stories and send her the story. Some there were not able to write or read, so they were going to do audio or video where they cannot see the faces and they can change the voices, and then maybe someone can write it down. But we are talking about now 1.5 months, and the more stories we can collect, the bigger can this be. And also, if you know more strong woman, let me try to find more strong woman we can talk to, and they can go to the media and to launch this. This is something I'm hoping we can do. Okay, Tekla, if she is available, and also it's very slow, the internet here, but I will try to find her name. But this is a kind of my story. So we talked about this on the last meeting, to introduce this, and we were talking if this meeting now, if we would have a plan, what we want to do, what you want to do concrete about it. If anyone want to share about that.
Now we have Tracy. Now she is coming.
Ragnar. Hello.
Ragnar, you
Hello.
are mute. Yeah.
Yes, Tracy is there. You're saying,
Hello, Ragnar.
Bola. Yes.
I'm saying, it was a good exposure, adventure, and experience when we were together, when we went to Butere, Nakuru, and these other places, just getting information of what was transpiring. I think the break that has been there, it's like we got lost. But I believe from now, as you are talking, when again we come with it, this is a very good program where we can gather more information and see how we can bring that change, see what we can do, see how we can prepare or empower our women, and see if there are safe spaces where they can be taken to, or if there's something that can be built for them, so that they move away from the perpetrators. I believe we did a great job, and I learned so much when we were walking about with you. But we need to revisit that so that we get to know more, we get more stories, and this one, it will, people will get more knowledge. So we need to go back to where we left.
Yeah, I totally agree. Actually, there were some women here in Iceland who wanted to continue with this, and they were saying that I cannot take part in it because men cannot work on this issue like this. And then they didn't do anything. So now I think it's an opportunity to renew it and take it all the way. Okay, Tracy, I was having a small introduction. This meeting is recorded, so you can see it, Maureen. So I was saying, I was telling about that there is a video there from the TV in Iceland, in English, woman who was in the beginning of this Me Too revolution, okay, and that we have to introduce this, and we have to get people to tell stories. And I was telling that Tracy was going to a meeting. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Tracy?
Oh, yesterday I was privileged to go to Simone's graduation ceremony, and Simone also, they are working with gender-based violence and other issues also. And so yesterday I had a chance to talk to them about Me Too. But before that, we had already talked with them about Me Too. So they had already worked on stories, and also they had some women who cannot write and who cannot read. So those ones, we agreed that they can do a video about their stories, because they are survivors, so they'll just do a video, and then we will change their voices and also cover their faces so that nobody will know, or we can just do an audio with them and feature the stories. And also they said that they are going to collect more stories, and they are going to work with us, and also they want to join the Me Too movement and work together with it. Yeah.
You are muted, Ragnar.
I don't know if I've forgotten anything. Maybe Ragnar can remind me.
I was trying to remember the name of this woman, Esther Passaris.
Oh, Esther Passaris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esther Passaris is one of the people that will be joining us in Nairobi for the run. So she's going to be there, and also we are planning to go to her office. But today, something else came up with her, so I'm still working on it, and then I'm going to tell you it's positive, it's not negative. So if the plans works out well, then I will come and tell you about her. But I know she's interested, and she's really working forward with gender-based violence, and she's a flexible person that anybody can reach her.
It's very good, because 6 years ago, someone went and talked to her and told her about this project.
I want to make a little announcement here, since the techniques of the Google Meet platform are offering more and more service. So if any of you, because now we are 17 at this moment in the meeting, and surely it's more that have come and have gone. But if you have ideas, you can just while you're listening to others, you can also send a message to the box there, third from the left, from the right, third from the right at the bottom, the chat box, because those things you write in that chat box will be recorded as well. So this is we need to learn to, make benefit of this. That's really interesting. This goes also preparing for the organizational meeting before you can even have a text ready to paste there in. But now I will rest again. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so right, because actually, when we are so many, then 1 hour is a very short time for a meeting. But I want to ask one question. Okay, who here, who of you are willing and think they are able to collect stories from women around them?
Ragnar, you had given me a go ahead of collecting the story of women. And I remember the other time when 2015, when we had the Me Too project, we did give out the stories to, was it
Alvin.
Malvin or Calvin? Yes.
Alvin,
And right
yeah,
now,
okay.
yes, right now we are planning, like for Eldoret, Wasingishu, we are planning to have survivors, DBV survivors. Then that is when we'll be collecting stories from the survivors, because we are trying to celebrate them and even give them that they are worthy to live a life. So I believe as we'll be continuing having the activity, we'll have storytelling and collecting those stories, and I believe we are going to have a Google document that will be feeding the stories before we send you, and I am able to do that work. I believe in myself to collect stories from different areas and different corners of women, different corners of Kenya, to collect the stories. And I believe I'll do a very good work, as Ragnar has given me that mandate. Ragnar, I'll not let you down. I promise I'll give you good stories. And as we are planning to celebrate the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, we are also trying to mentor even the younger girls to have stories. Gender-based doesn't affect even the older women. It caters from children and also the old. So we are going to to collect different stories from different age groups, and I believe we are going to have a good time and also share stories with you. Thank
It
you.
sounds, it sounds very good. Thank you, Alice. And like you are mentioning, this one of this that is very important is when um, when woman, young woman see all the stories, then they see, me too, and it can help them to break out of the situation they are in. That is what Me Too is about. So if they see role model, if they don't read any stories from others, they think they are the only person in the world who is facing this problem and this violence. So that is the fuel in the Me Too revolution. So anybody else who want to collect stories? Maureen, you have a story yourself. You can write your own story and maybe collect more stories.
I sent you my pictures and I have my own stories. So I will share my stories then with photos.
But it is good to have it anonymous, so nobody can know who you are. Just to tell about the story.
Okay, I'll do documentary, then I'll send it to the group.
Thank you. But do you think you
I'll do
can get?
documentation.
You're saying?
I'll do documentation, then I'll send it to the group with my photos.
Okay. But do you think you can collect stories from other women?
Yeah, I collect stories. I have stories from the group. I'm also working with the sex worker organization, and that is mainstream, while Alice is working with the grassroots of sex workers. So at the mainstream of sex worker organization, I also collect stories from there with paralegal person from that organization, and soon I will be giving the documentation with photos.
Thank you so much. So anybody else who want to start to collect stories?
Even it could be an idea that those who want to collect stories, they can put their name and their phone numbers in the chat, and then this will be a part of the report of the recording of the meeting.
Yeah, if someone wants to share her name, or she doesn't want to share the name, it's okay. But for me, I will share with my real name, since I'm the victim. And the day I had my time with Ragnar in Kisumu, I share my little bit of her story, even the scars and the injuries that I got from that relationship. And even Alice at ESWA, some of the photos from me is in that social media from ESWA organization. So even if Alice and the team wants to share the story about me, even they can share me. I don't have any problem with that.
But the idea is, of course, people can share their stories, but the stories we are publishing have to be anonymous, so other women are not afraid to come forward.
Yeah, that's it.
I know, but then we can have some strong women who share the stories, go to the media. Like if you would go to the media, even with Tekla and with this other woman, I always forget the name, Esther
Pesaris.
Pasaris, if she go, then you could go there and tell your story, you know. But and then after you go to the media, after you go to let's say this radio station that want to partner with us in this program that is very big, where me and Tracy went for interview. If you go there, then they have a website where they can put all the stories, so people can go in there and read all the stories and see that, and see me too, see how they are there also in if they're in a gender-based violence situation. Somebody else? Okay, Abel, it's nice to see you there. You were with us also when we were doing this. Are you back to Uganda?
We did this last time and it was so nice going around collecting these stories. I appreciate the fact that it's coming up again around this time when we are looking forward to have the run against GBV. The question that keeps ringing in my mind every time we talk about this is what is the position of the men are so quiet here. Hey men, where are you? And how can we be part of this process right from the background as it has been before?
I think it's important, you know, to have some men taking part in this, because we need to be a good role models, come forward and show that we are free from this violence. We are not supporting it. We can show that we are men who don't use gender-based violence, and we want to fight for that. And we have to open the eyes for other men that are doing it, and we want to be kind of a role model about it. Isn't it? So we can take part in this. It is.
Maureen has raised a hand. Please, Maureen, please.
Okay, Tim. I was suggesting that this forum or this what we are discussing here is all about all community, not only sex workers or feminists or women, even men. They are outside there, men that are also passing through gender violence, with children who are passing through gender violence. So I hope when we are going to the community, we can have the communication and even telling them about gender-based violence. Because as for now, since we have noted that sex workers are the people that are passing through gender-based violence, they are one at the risk. They are cooperating, and they are working with many people. So as we are going to the community, let us go deeper. Let us meet some wives and husbands that are in a relationship that is violent. Because even me, I'm a sex worker, but I've never violated in a sex work. I was violated in a relationship that I was trying to make it work. So let us go and keep preaching about whole community to the point of peace, God, and joy. Yeah, that's all.
Peace for joy.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. So then I'm thinking that Ragnar, what do you think? Well, we has had those kind of two-folded dedication of this meeting. This was taking on the gender-based violence runs, the theme of the Me Too revolution and collecting stories, but also it would be interesting to have if someone can tell about their intentions of further making the peace signs, like with Dorothy, she has described a certain development, whereas she started with children, a lot of children, very nice participation in the peace, human peace signs there with the paintings of the children and everything. And then she has the latter part of October, she is aiming for the parents to do their peace. And so if we have stories about intentions of using the latter part of October for fulfilling this role of the October for the human peace signs, then please feel free. Step forward, tell of your ideas, or write them in the chat box. Please feel free.
Yeah, please, Dorothy, tell us about your program, so we have it on recorded in the meeting.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ragnar, for giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful and I'm happy with what people are saying. First, before I tell you my program, I would like to ask that there is always problem with writing stories. Stories are
Okay.
very tricky, and when we are doing stories, we should always have a consent. A consent letter is very important in writing stories because at the end of the day, it normally turns as if one is doing business with the other people's stories or one is getting a lot of money from it. And also, there's a consent of withdrawing. Like, I feel you've used my story enough and I want you to withdraw, or I want you to pull down the story, whether it is on the website or wherever it is being used. So for those people who are going to collect stories, it is very crucial. And I think also the digital violation has made it to so many people being accused. And that is the reason why even when we are uploading children's photos or using children's photos, we normally have to ask for the consent. So photos are very critical for those who doesn't know. Same to stories. So people who are collecting stories, be very careful. Is this person giving me the story genuinely, or is this person giving me the story and then will come back to claim for it, or will come back to sue a person? So that is very, those are some of the things I think we should check on, even if when we have the joy of it, because at times Dorothy can say that, yeah, I use my story, but later when I have other friends, they will influence me and tell me that that organization is collecting a lot of money with their stories. And then that is the time I'll be like, I'm looking for a pro bono lawyer. I'll sue the people who have done that for defamation. People do change, but it's okay. For those who have been doing it, I know you've been doing it well. On my side, I'm planning to do a peace sign on 23rd. My preschool are going to graduate, and I'm planning to do a peace sign with their parents at the school as we still close, because I said I will do it with the parents, and then I will do it with the women alone, and then I will do it with the girls, and then we'll do it with the old people. So it's a process which is still going on. So the coming Wednesday, we are planning to do one. We are planning to do one at my school on 23rd. It will be on a graduation day. So I'll request the parents. We'll talk about peace and nonviolence. And then from there, we'll do a peace sign, and then we'll proceed with our graduation. Then I'm also planning to do another one on 25th. We are having what is called Coffee for Champion. We are fundraising for children who are having sickle cell condition. And we are going to have a group of people. So there, I'll also talk about peace and nonviolence, and then we'll do a peace sign. So I have 2 activities next week. Thank you so much.
Thank
Very
you,
good.
Dorothy. Thank you very much. And Dorothy, before I let go of you, I want to book with you a one-to-one or actually a threesome meeting between you, me, and Miniver Chalve in Zambia, because she has been doing school and without constantly since 2002, and now it will be so beautiful that you can fill her in on those peace signs as well. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Julius. I'm always phone call away. I always tell you, just phone call away.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll be happy to meet the person from Zambia.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So I think Opala had raised a hand and even more.
But he lost connection. No, he's there. Yeah,
Oh,
Opala.
Miniver is there. Okay. Hello, Miniver. So you
Hey,
heard
Ragnar.
us.
Ragnar, what
Yes.
are you saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
okay.
saying, just like Dorothy has been saying, you know, when you're doing these things, at times there are so much high expectations, and you never know what somebody is thinking about you, or the community think about you, or somebody you have taken a story about. Maybe he or she thinks that there's a reward for it, or you are using that story to gain out of it, not knowing you're only volunteering also just to pass the message somewhere so that people know what is happening. So when you're doing this, we also have to be very careful because of the high expectations from wherever, from the community, so that we also be very keen, and we see how we can get the stories. Next is, as we would like to do these programs, we are working on programs that maybe we want to represent, protect, or do something. I have a feeling like Ragnar, what I was saying, there's something that you saw in our desk, coaching boys into men. This is a program that we are working with kids below 15 years so that we inspire them, we train them, and we show them the way, so that after 15 years, we find that we find a situation where they are not so much engaged in negative things, but they engage in positive things. So as much as we want to do with people who are past 15 years and moving ahead and protecting these other things, kindly, are we able to protect these situations before it comes overboard, so that we talk to the young ones before they reach the age of 15, 16 years? I think that is my take.
That is very important, and you're so right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Antonio. Anthony Obala. Miniver has raised a hand. Please, Miniver. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm just saying few things about what our friends have gone through. And as you know, here in Zambia, I don't know, people, they don't react on the things which is going on. They just keep silent and they just be observing what will happen later. So for us, it's really a little difficult. We have more, especially to the leaders, the MP, the councillor, to allow us to start doing the activities. That is where we have the problem now. But we are still pushing them so that they allow us, we start these activities. We have already arranged with the school kids. We have talked, and they have started drawing what they can present to the community. So it's only a matter of having that time. And another, the T-shirts are already done, but we have remained with the banner. So those are the things which have mainly hold us, but we are looking forward, maybe this coming week, we maybe have something in place. That's what we are doing. But for that, correcting the stories, as you know, here in Zambia, what just Dorothy said is even what is happening here in Zambia. You can talk about the stories. They can agree those people to come open, but later on they come and withdraw. So you just live in suspense, because we have this program in my church, CCJP, we call it in short, Catholic Commission for Justice and Peace. So when we have those cases, we really don't proceed. We just keep in suspense and we just forget about those things. So it's really difficult for somebody to take a story and go forward with that story and maybe finish that story. But we are looking forward what we can pick and what we can present to the community. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miniver. I want to, when we remember those who were with us, when we were doing this 5 or 6 years ago, this have to be very clear, and it is very important to explain the project very clearly. And those who give stories, that they make sure it is anonymous, unless they want to come forward and go to the media if they are strong. Okay, it have to be anonymous, and the process, it will be published in a website of the media, and nobody can know who it is, what name it is, and nobody is going to make money out of this. It is not possible. So it is very important, and in this work, it has to be very much trust. So if you have It's about that you can maybe collect stories from someone that you trust and that someone that trusts you. That's why it is important to that there are many collecting stories. Maybe each and everyone can collect 10 stories. Then we have a lot. But
See.
someone else, Rose, have her hand up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ragnar. From the start of the meeting, we've shared a lot, and I wanted also to share about this. For us here in Kisumu, we've been doing activities on gender-based violence. Most of the activities that I've been doing with Dorothy, and there's a program that is called Let's Share. Let's Share means you share your problem, I share my problem, then at the end of the day we see a solution. So in this case, we always call a group of women. We talk about cases of violence, and by the end of the session, after maybe taking a bottle of soda or tea, at the end of the session you get like one or two among the women come out clearly and share their story. After sharing the story, because we believe the moment we sit there, we make it a safe space where everyone is allowed to say what they want to say, and it should remain where we are. After sharing, you hear the other person saying, I came here with a heavy burden and now my problem is solved. So at the end of the day, despite that we don't collect the stories, we don't talk to one-on-one, one person can be a testimony in that group or two to share an experience that one is going through and how they came out of gender-based violence. You get in some cases, a woman will say, it happened to me, and after maybe a certain time, someone shared to me, and I said, no, this is not a safe space. Let me get out of this marriage because of 1, 2, 3. So I'd encourage, even for those who are not going to do the me revolution, we can do these activities of let's share. We sit, even in schools, we talk with children. Then after the end of the day, you get a child is saying, my dad has been beating my mom. My mom has been violated for such and such a time. But now I can see there's a way out that I can able to share with my mom on ways on how to get out of this situation. So sometimes it's not a matter of only collecting stories, but also to see way forward on how one can get out of this situation by seeing an example from a fellow woman. And that is what we are going to do with the activities that Dorothy has mentioned next week, by doing this peace sign and sharing the stories and continuing with the program of Let's Share. Thank you.
Yeah, it is very good. Of course, we have to work on many projects, you know. That is very important. And but can you? We were talking about the peace. Okay, Kiteri have raised hand. Then I want Victor to tell us about the plans about the Me Too, about Vincent, and you from Uganda. Tell us about your plan.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful meeting. As for Uganda, tomorrow we have organized that we are going to have our peace sign done tomorrow. It has been a long time and it has been a long waiting activity, but tomorrow we want to make it to come to pass. And also we are so willing to do other activities, as I plan with Mr. Habel, that we are going to have one activity at Gulu University. That one I've been discussing with him. I also discussed with you, Ragnar, and it should also come to pass. So the peace sign will be done tomorrow in Manava. So I'm going to make sure that I forward the photos, and then the other activities will come after it. And we're also very willing to welcome you to also be part of us. As you told us that at least you can make it maybe next month, and then we have one-on-one with our stakeholders.
Okay, sounds very good. And
Very nice.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm actually delighted to join you this evening, and this is what I actually had to say following up the conversation that is on board right now. And as for me, the issue of the consent letter or consent confirmation is a very serious issue that can create a lot of legal bindings, especially in our modern Republican societies. So, for instance, I think as for we the Kenyan team, we have to be very sensitive, because you realize that people can raise a lot of issues when you're collecting their stories. And you, as the individual organization, what is it that you are supposed to do so that you have a legal binding between you and the person who is giving the story, whereby there is nobody who is going to arise and create a lot of negativity, or maybe push for a court session or push for a pull down. So my proposal and things that are happening is, I think every organization should come up with a consent form. The consent form will be the legal binding between the organization that is collecting a story and the person who is sharing the story. And then they should be the dictums or the rules of the game. Like, it is true you want to share your story with me anonymously, and you are agreeing that your story will be published wherever it's going to, so that we minimize on the issues of people coming out. Maybe they have a high expectancy rate. Like, someone thinks like, because you've published my story, now I can change and it be pulled down, or maybe I expect a monetary value out of it. So that one is going to give most of the people or most of the organization an easy time to publish their stories, and they don't expect maybe to have any legal battles with people. Okay. And then also I was contributing on the matters of the sex tourism, or maybe the sex industry of the sex workers, because right now I'm in Eldoret working under Madam Alice, and we are partnering, and she's a very resourceful person and a very good contact person that is engaging in most of the affairs that are happening in the sex tourism industry in Eldoret. And we have a series of very beautiful activities that are going on, and they are pushing for very good policies, because even if you are going to create a story, but the governmental policy or a public policy that is going to protect or champion for the rights of the girl child or those GBV victims is not activated in the political system, then you are doing zero work. But when you create a policy that is going to be reviewed and is going to be put in place to champion for the rights of the GBV people, of the feminine gender, that means you are going to push for a change of the society. And that is what she's pushing for. Maybe if she's going to get time and maybe she wants to speak on what she's putting forth, because the coming 3 months or the coming days from 21st of this month, there are a series of activities she has put in place with other stakeholders, and we are putting down stories. We are pushing for change of the society. We are magnifying that GBV should end. And I wanna insist that actually she's a very resourceful person as far as championing for the feminine gender is concerned. Thank you so much for listening to me. And maybe if Madam Alice has something she wants to say, because I believe that she has the plans and I've seen them, maybe if she's willing to share with us, maybe she can share on this platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one thing I want to say is everything you're doing, and it is good. And I know people are having a lot of projects and a lot of things to do. But what I've seen is how this Me Too was changing things for so many people here. So why don't we do something that we have already seen that works instead of doing something that we don't know how much effect it will have. But at least there are some going to college stories, and this is not easy. And if we find things that can stop us, we will never get anywhere. But if we try to find solutions, then we can do it like we can do it there, like they did it in Europe, in Iceland, in America, and was having a huge effect.
Yes, yes.
And actually, we are kind of coming to an end of this meeting.
Yeah.
We are trying to have it not much more than 1 hour, but there is still some time if people want to. I'm very happy about if you're doing this activity in both Dorothy and all of you in Uganda. Are you back to Uganda, Abel?
Ragnar, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, before the meeting end, I was requesting that concerning the run, which is going to be on 28th, can we plan for a meeting with the Kisumu people, if you don't mind?
It is very much okay. I'm also only one phone call away.
Ragnar, there is something I forgot.
Okay.
Okay,
Ragnar.
thank you. I'll organize with Tracy on that.
Okay.
I'll organize with Tracy on that, and then we'll get to you.
Yeah. Miniver, I saw that Crispin,
Ragnar, just a minute, please.
Yeah,
Miniver,
I've seen him. I don't know if he's
yeah,
online.
I think we should plan a meeting between you and me, and even him also, as for Mapala, and try to have a meeting on the WhatsApp, on the Google. Yeah. I'll communicate better later, But my greetings to you, Crispin. Can you talk to us, Crispin? Can you say hello? Please. Well, I don't know if he's still there.
Hello.
Hello,
Julius.
Hello, Crispin. Good to hear you.
Yes, I'm seeing you.
Long time.
I'm just going.
Yeah. This is like an adventure. Really, really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Bravo.
Yes, I'm back to this group, Julius.
We are back again.
Yes, I'm back.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will be with you in spirit, and all of you in Mambala. Yeah, okay. I have so good memories from that, so many years ago. So it's great to hear you. Okay. Peace, force, and joy to all of you there in Mambala. Yeah.
Thank you, Julius.
Okay, my friend.
Very good. Yes.
Julius, there is something I forgot to inquire, please.
Yeah, Terry, please speak out.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much once more. So we have a Google document, a spreadsheet or an Excel sheet where we have organizations that were registering the activities they have that are matching with the Third World March. I think for us, we've forgotten, maybe you can share the Google document, especially Ragnar, you can share the Google document with Alice so that we register our activities that we intend to do as far as we are supporting the Third World March. And then I also shared a Google document on the main group of some of the GBV cases that we are registering, of which we are still updating. So my plea was, you had an email, Mr. Ragnar, that you wanted to share with us, because I also saw Martin, somebody by the name Martin, she put some of our symbols activity that we had in Eldoret on the main website. So we are looking forward to Ragnar sharing the email, because you were to share with us last week, but you didn't, so that we share with you some of the cases we have registered.
No.
Please.
This email was about to collect the stories, and first you have to have some stories before I share this email. You send it to. It was, that was the case, but I'm not getting you. What do you want to?
Okay,
I can give you my email, and you can send
just
it
a minute,
to me.
Ragnar. What I'm saying, we have a Google document or an Excel sheet that we were supposed to register our activities, and the Eldoret team with Madam Alice, we didn't register. The one that can be seen with your colleagues in Iceland. You remember the Google document or the spreadsheet program or the Excel program that you shared people to register in the group? So you can reshare with Madam Alice so that you can see what we are doing in Eldoret. Yeah, the Excel sheet.
We have this, Julius, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, it is very safe if he can resend it, so there is no.
Yeah,
doubt.
please, you can send so that
you can
we
send
put
to
our
you
contact
again.
details, we can register our activity. It will be good for documentation on the other hand. Thank you so much.
So you need to give him the email, your email number in the chat box.
Madam Alice is going to do that. Please, she's doing it.
Okay, Rose, you are with a hand up.
Crispin, are you trying to say something?
I'm just interested. I'm listening attentively.
Yeah, okay. But I think now we have.
Rose was having a hand up. Rose, did you want to say something?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. If not, maybe it was just old. Since.
Okay. So then I think I will be moving towards putting end to this recording and this meeting, and I greet all of you with peace, force, and joy to all of you, and thank you for this wonderful meeting.
Peace, force, and joy.
Peace, force, and joy to you.
Enjoy
Peace,
to
force, and joy. Peace, force, and joy.
Peace, force, and joy to you all.
Peace, force, and joy to you all.
Yeah.